Good morning to all. Today I am going to discuss biopharmaceutical classification system. In biopharmaceutical classification system, the BCS approach is intended to reduce the need for in vivo bioequivalence studies. That is, it can provide a surrogate for in vivo bioequivalence. In vivo bioequivalence study may be exempted if an assumption of equivalence in vivo performance can be justified by satisfactory in vitro data. The BCS is a scientific approach based on the aqueous solubility and intestinal permeability characteristic of the drug substance. The BCS categorizes drug substance into one of the four BCS classes as follows. Class 1, which include drug with high solubility and high permeability. Class 2, drug with low solubility and high permeability. Class 3, drug with high solubility and low permeability. And in class 4, drug with low solubility and low permeability. So here now we are going to discuss solubility. The solubility class boundary is based on the highest strength of an immediate release product that is the subject of the biowaiver request. A drug substance is considered highly soluble when the highest strength is soluble in 250 ml or less of aqueous media within the pH range of pH 1 to pH 6.8 at 37 plus minus 1 degree Celsius. The volume estimate of 250 ml is derived from typical bioequivalence study protocol that prescribe administration of a drug product to a fasting human volunteer with an 8 fluid ounce glass of water. So here this is the first parameter which is to be discussed for the BCS classification. So it has defined its boundaries. Second one is permeability. The permeability class boundary is based indirectly on the extent of absorption of a drug substance in humans and directly on measurement of the rate of mass transfer across the human intestinal membrane. So here mass transfer we are including because how much mass transfer is being occurred across the biomembrane, it will be considered as the bioavailable amount. So alternatively, other system capable of predicting the extent of drug absorption in human can be used. A drug substance is considered to be highly permeable when the systemic bioavailability or the extent of absorption in humans is determined to be 85% or more an administered dose based on a mass balance determination or in comparison to an intravenous reference dose. Dissolution. An immediate release drug product is considered rapidly dissolving when a mean of 85% or more of the labeled amount of the drug substance dissolve within 30 minutes. Using United States Pharmacopoeia, USP apparatus 1 at 100 rpm or apparatus 2 at 50 rpm or at other conditions including 75 rpm when appropriately justified in a volume of 500 ml or less, or it may be considered as 900 ml when it is appropriately justified in each of the following media. There are three medium in which we are going to perform the dissolution. First one is zero point 0.1 normal HCl or simulated gastric fluid USP without enzyme. 2. pH 4.5 buffer. 3. A pH 6.8 buffer or simulated intestinal fluid USP without enzyme. Determining drug substance solubility class. So now how we can determine that a particular drug substance is being considered in which class. So it may be find out as after knowing the objective of BCS approach. So in objective of BCS approach, it is to determine the equilibrium solubility of a drug substance under physiological pH condition. The pH solubility profile of the test drug substance should be determined at 37 degree plus minus 1 degree Celsius in aqueous medium within a pH range of pH 1 to pH 6.8, and it may be based on the ionization characteristic of the test drug substance to include, where first condition should be pH is equal to pK, second condition should include pH is equal to pKa plus 1, and third condition include pH is equal to pK minus 1, and at pH 1 to pH 6.8. The concentration of the drug substance is in selected buffers or pH condition should be determined using validated stability indicating assay. Now, the determining drug substance permeability class. The permeability class of the drug substance can be determined via human pharmacokinetic studies, which include the mass balance or absolute bioavailability, which are preferred method or through in vivo intestinal perfusion in human subject. Alternatively, methods not involving human subject, which include in vivo or in situ intestinal perfusion in a suitable animal model, example rats, and in vitro permeability methods using excised intestinal tissue or monolayers of suitable epithelial cell may also be used. So these are the various models which we can use to determine the permeability of a drug product. A single method may be sufficient, but it should be in specified three conditions. First one is when the absolute bioavailability is 85% or more. Second one is when 85% or more of the administered drug is excreted unchanged in urine. And third one is when 85% or more of the administered drug is recovered in urine as patient and metabolites with evidence indicating stability in the GI tract. So when a single method failed to conclusively demonstrate a permeability classification, two different methods may be advisable. In case of conflicting information from different type of studies, it is important to note that human data supersede in vitro and animal data. So it is to be considered. Then in a condition when there is conflict in the data, so which one is to be preferred? So data obtained in clinical studies from the human volunteer is to be considered true. So these two methods include pharmacokinetic based study in human beings and intestinal permeability method. So in pharmacokinetic study in human, it is further divided into two parts. First one is mass balance study, second one is absolute bioavailability study. So in mass balance study, pharmacokinetic mass balance study using unlabeled stable isotopes or radio-labeled drug substance can be used to document the extent of the absorption of the drug. This is the preferred method. A sufficient number of subjects should be enrolled to provide a reliable estimate of extent of absorption. When mass balance studies are used to demonstrate high permeability, additional data to document the drug stability in the GI tract is required unless 85% or more of the drug is excreted unchanged in the urine. So by this we are tagging the isotopes or radio level drug, and then we scan how much is going to be passed through the biomembrane and reaching to the systemic circulation. So this one is the mass balance studies method. Second one is absolute bioavailability study. So oral bioavailability determination using intravenous administration as a reference can be used. Depending on the variability of the studies, a sufficient number of subjects should be enrolled in a study to provide a reliable estimate of the extent of absorption. When the absolute bioavailability of a drug is shown to be 85% or more, additional data to document drug stability in the GIT fluid is not necessary. Now, second is intestinal permeability method. The following method can be used to determine the permeability of a drug substance from the GI tract. First one is in vivo intestinal perfusion studies in humans. in vivo or in situ intestinal perfusion studies using suitable animal models. Third one is in vitro permeation studies using excised human or animal intestinal tissues. And last one is the in vitro permeation studies across a monolayer of cultured epithelial cell. Biowaivers based on BCS class. Drug we are considering as biowaivers. The guidance is applicable for bioavailability bioequivalence waivers that are known as biowaivers based on BCS. So biowaivers are those drugs for which we do not go for the bioavailability bioequivalence studies. So for BCS class 1 and class 3 immediate solid oral dosage form, so here few points we have to discuss. So for BCS class 1 drug product, the following should be demonstrated. The drug substance is highly soluble. The drug substance is highly permeable. The drug product test or reference is rapidly dissolving and the product does not contain any excipient that will affect the rate and extent of absorption of the drug. So if this condition occurs, then we can consider it as the biowaivers. For BCS class 3 drug product, the following should be demonstrated. First one is the drug substance is highly soluble. The drug product, which include test or reference, is very rapidly dissolving. The test product formulation is qualitatively the same and quantitatively very similar. So in these cases, we can consider these drug product as the biowaivers. Thank you.